This week on Steel Horse Thunder.
We're like Steel Horse, we just show up and help where we can.
Steel Horse Thunder goes to the dogs. We're up at Southside Harley Davidson.
Well, I kind of put it together at the last minute. We saved a few dogs that were very urgent at IACS and cost a lot of vet bills, and he knows one of the guys who owns this place, and they offered to do a charity ride, so we had like 3 weeks to throw it all together. So
all that and much more this week on Steel Horse Thunder.
When everybody can get together and show one another love, what can you say? That's more than what you can ever ask for.
Steel Horse is brought to you by Leidendorf Law, with over 60 years experience in motorcycle and automotive injury cases.
People talk about your one-stop shop. Well, Flat Out Motorsports is definitely a one-stop shop.
Maybe you like to hit the streets on two wheels, whether you're a touring guy, whether you're a cruising guy, or maybe you like the sport bikes.
If you'd rather play in the dirt, there's four wheels or there's two wheels.
Or maybe you've gotten to that point where you're ready for an extra wheel. They got the Can-Am Spider and the ever-so-cool Slingshot.
Or maybe you don't like the dirt or the road, then you can get on the water. Take this baby for a ride.
No matter what you need, no matter what brand you like to ride, all the safety gear, helmets, whatever you're looking for, it's all right here under one roof. And with the used motorcycle sales, you can pretty much find any kind of motorcycle you like.
Don't look now. Crambo's isn't just paint. It's your one-stop shop for motorcycle gear, parts, and service. Crambo's, voted the Indy A-List #1 motorcycle shop 2 years running, has expanded with the state-of-the-art diagnostic equipment for tuning your fuel-injected Harley and a new paint facility to make your bike stand out from all the others. Crambo's also has a new retail area complete with leather, chrome, audio, and all your parts and service needs. Crambo's, voted #1 for a reason.
Hey man, it's a beautiful Sunday morning. We are at our favorite place, Southside Harley Davidson up in Indianapolis. Cindy, what's going on today?
Well, this ride is all about dogs. I don't know what it's about, but it's about dogs. There's dogs everywhere.
All right, man, we're going to find out a little bit more about this ride. But before we do that, I want to let everybody know Crambo's is the sponsor of all the charity rides this year. And Crambo's does a great job out in Greencastle. You need to get out there. If you got paint work, they do the best paint work. If you need mechanical work, they do the best mechanical work. It's the place to go. They also have leather, they have riding gear, whatever you need, you can find it there at Crambo's. So Cindy, before the show goes to the dogs, why don't we go find out what's going on?
Let's go.
All right, man, we're up here at Southside Harley Davidson. We've got a charity ride going on for the dogs. So tell me a little bit about your friend here.
Well, this is Marisol. She is a 6-year-old pit bull. She is heartworm positive, and we rescued her from the kennel because she was passing out. So she does need to get started on her treatments. She gets started the beginning of September. We found her as a stray, and she ended up at the shelter. So Lucci's house, Bully rescued her from there. I'm her foster mom, and we're just taking care of her and getting her back to good health until we can find her a permanent home.
Okay, so she's probably not going to stay with you for the rest of her life?
Most likely not.
She said no really quick.
I have 2 dogs at home already, so I just want to help them find really good homes that are perfect for them. And she's a super sweet girl. She, for 6 years old, heartworm positive, tons and tons of energy, and very interested in food. If there's food anywhere, she wants it. But yeah, she's a great girl. She's very loyal. She'll follow you around, stay with you. Yeah, she's a good girl.
You know, the last few dogs I ever had were all rescue dogs, and to me, they make the best pets. Now, the last dog I had came with the house we bought, so, it's just kind of a weird thing. But yeah, we ended up with the dog that way. But I always got mine from the pound, and I just always found that they just seem to make the most loyal pets you can find. Right. I mean, she's absolutely beautiful, yes. And so is this the first time you have done this?
This is the first time I fostered. And she's my second foster. I had a 4-year-old pit that I got a forever home for Friday. Her name was Sophie, and she's perfectly fitted with the family that took her. Like, it couldn't have been a better fit. So it made me feel really good that we rescued this dog. And she had a prolapsed uterus. And so Lucci's rescued her from the shelter, had her surgery. I fostered her, only had her for about 3 weeks, and she got a home. And she was a super sweet, beautiful girl. So yeah, great dogs. They don't deserve to be in shelters. They're too good. They deserve to be in someone's home.
Well, and I think that's probably the biggest misconception about the pit bull is that they actually are bred to be a family dog. That is actually what their whole purpose is being a family dog. And obviously, because of other things that have happened, people have lost sight of that whole thing.
Right. And they are the most lovable, sweetest dogs I've ever had. I own 2 pits that I rescued when they were 3 weeks old, and they were my babies. They were the sweetest, most lovable dogs ever. So that's what made me fall in love with pits, is that they are so sweet and loyal.
So you guys are out here doing this ride. Tell me about the ride and how you guys put it together.
Well, I kind of put it together at the last minute. We saved a few dogs that were very urgent at IACS and cost a lot of vet bills, and he knows one of the guys who owns this place, and they offered to do a charity ride, so we had like 3 weeks to throw it all together.
So what is the place that the charity ride is for?
It's for Lucci's House Bully Rescue. We help abandoned pit bulls, abused, and we'll help any dog, but it's mainly geared towards the bully breeds.
Well, I wonder, because there's so many different breeds here today, does everybody's invited?
Yes, absolutely. Yes, we do kind of lean towards the bully breeds because they're so so misunderstood and kind of looked at in a negative light to a lot of people. But we do help a lot of dogs, and any breed.
This little girl over here, Marisol, she came to us. She was highly neglected and abused. She wouldn't even come out of her kennel when her foster mom had her, and now look at her. It just, and like for you, if you go somewhere and it's uncomfortable, either ask to say hi in like a controlled environment so you kind of get more positive association, or just take deep breaths. They feed off of what you put out. So when it says that it travels down the leash, it definitely does. So like if you're nervous or anxious, they feel it. They're amazing.
Well, and I've wondered that because one of my friends, she had a pit bull, and she told me that she was friendly, just go up to her and be nice and blah blah blah. And so I put I stood there and she was down beside me. Well, she actually lunged at me and scared me to death. So which made me even more afraid of dogs. Yeah. So now I feel like if I have my sunglasses on, that they can't see my eyes, so they can't see the fear. Is that true?
Possibly. They pick up more on more like your body, like what you're putting off. I mean, they smell. Their sense of smell and their sense of vision is 10 times better than ours. So like if your heart rate goes up, they can probably hear it. I mean, they're pretty amazing.
Well, I think they are. I do love dogs. It's not that I don't like them. So tell me, if somebody wanted to get a hold of this company to be able to adopt a dog or get a dog, how would they do that?
Well, we have our Facebook page. It's just Lucci's House on Facebook. And then we have a website too. It's luccishouse.org. And we do our adoptions. We're on Pet Finder. They can reach out. Usually social media is the best way because that's how we get the most output, like getting these dogs out here. It's key. So, but we have people that actually call our phone number and stuff like that. I think I answer my phone 24 hours a day. Trust me. Yeah.
Well, and this is your first ride today, right?
Yeah, and we didn't have much time.
We're nervous about that. We've always, we've rode in a lot of rides, but we've never organized one. So we've already realized a lot of mistakes we've made, and we're taking notes, and hopefully we'll do better next year. And ask everybody to just kind of bear with us and show us a little love on that part. It is our first time, and we're a little nervous about it.
Well, it's always a learning experience, and I'm going to tell you, there's a lot of bikes out here today for a first ride. You guys have a lot of bikes, so this is a good thing.
Yes, thank you. We appreciate it. Hopefully we'll get all the vet bills paid. That's the goal, so we can save more dogs.
Right.
Well, thank you guys for being out here today and all that you do. We appreciate it.
Well, thank you for coming.
And I noticed you got a big dog here. Tell me a little bit about this dog.
Well, Booker is actually a rescue out of Jasper County, which is up north somewhere. I drove out to Lafayette to meet with one of our other members to get him about a month ago. He was on the list to be euthanized. So we try to go in and rescue as many as we can so they don't get put down. I mean, look at him. Yeah. He's a crowd. He loves everybody, and he's non-aggressive. Yeah. Why would you put this dog to sleep?
So now, did you adopt it, or are you fostering, or what's going on here?
My foster fail. I had him for about 24 hours and fell in love, and my husband was like, he can't go anywhere because he is tethered to my hip. Wherever I go, he has to go. He has separation anxiety, so we just actually adopted out another rescue that I was fostering in home. She's been in her forever home for about 2 days now. So.
Very good. Now, how old is Booker? Do you have any idea?
He's about 1.5 years, 2 years old, according to the vet. He was first listed at about 6 years old, which they can tell by the teeth for the most part. But But yeah, he's about 1.5 years, 2 years old. He's got plenty of growing to do. He's definitely not done.
But you know, he does kind of look old. He must have an old soul. You know what I mean? He must have an old soul. Is that's
an old Southern soul, and that's why he got stuck with me.
Oh man, that's beautiful though. I'm so glad. What do you think about all the bikes out here for this?
So excited for this. I'm really glad for the turnout. Most definitely. It just shows how many people really care about our furry friends here.
Yeah, I mean, they depend on us 100%. So that's what this is all about. It's really cool. I'm so glad you're out here, and I hope you have a lot of wonderful years with Booker.
Oh, me too. Me too.
I know we're doing this ride out here at Southside, and I noticed a lot of pit bulls and everything else. What in the world's going on here?
Well, we had one that died, and then Lucci's came through with the rehoming, and so we decided that we would give it another shot. Devastated over the loss of our first one. I told my wife no more, and then because it was like losing a kid, you know. And then when they was able to rehome this one, we decided, hey, we'll take it in. The initial thing to do was to rehome it and then let it find a home, but I don't know, we just fell in love with him, so here we are.
It'd be hard not to fall in love with this guy right here, man. I mean, he is so cool. He is so cool. Now, I grew up in Georgia, and so I was a Georgia Bulldog fan anyway, so this dude here is all right, man. I'm digging him. What do you think about all the bikes that have shown up for this?
Oh man, it's amazing. I love every one of them. They're all beautiful. What can you say? I mean, you can't go wrong with a Harley, right?
Can't go wrong with any of them out here. I mean, because there's some Indians. I saw Suzuki. I mean, there's all different bikes out here, and you know, I mean, it's just fantastic when I see this many people show up to do something like this, especially for the four-legged animal. I mean, they can't help themselves, you know.
Well, it's awesome. I mean, honestly, there's nothing like the biker world. All bikers, they show up and support each other, and these days and times, that means a lot. You know what I mean? Especially with what this country's going through. I mean, when everybody can get together and show one another love, I mean, what can you say? That's more than what you can ever ask for.
Exactly. You said it well, man. I won't add anything to that because you said it perfect right there. Well, man, thank you so much for talking to us, and you know, Biggie, I hope you have a great day there, Biggie.
I think he's going to go get into some air conditioning.
I hear you. All right, Hillbilly, we're up here at Southside Harley Davidson. We got the big ride going on for the dogs here, and I noticed Mars Hill's kind of stepped up here. It's kind of stepped up to the plate. What's going on today?
They reached out to Terry, and they were looking for blockers for the ride. Obviously, they had no idea it was going to be this big. So Terry told them that we'd put together some blockers for him, and we'd come out here and do what we could. So he posted on Facebook this morning that he was out here, so here we are. We're like Steel Horse, you know, we just show up and help where we can.
No, and I'm sure it's greatly appreciated because, you know, this is the very first time doing a ride like this. You know, generally I tell people, man, if you get 20 bikes showing up for a first ride, you've done fantastic. And my gosh, you're getting close to about 100 bikes out here.
Yeah, it's going to be tough. Like I said, Terry and I are blocking. We're not sure how many other blockers we have. There's a couple here from the infamous few that are going to join in with us. So, I mean, if we've got 8 or 10, we'll be all right. We'll be able to keep everybody safe. If we don't, then just keep out of the way because we're going to be zipping past you going about 90 in the other direction.
Well, I know blocking is a very hard thing to do. You know, keeping everybody safe obviously is the #1 goal on any charity ride. Making sure everybody's safe and arrives where they're going to and stuff, and everybody's happy and make it a good day. I know Mars Hill. I know you guys pretty darn well. I know you're very capable of doing that. So we appreciate you guys stepping up the way you have to help this out.
We appreciate Steel Horse and everything you do for the community, for the clubs, for just everybody, just being here to promote these things. And I know the people that are putting them on, they appreciate it as well. So it's kind of a, you know, hand washing the other hand. So appreciate it a lot.
Kind of the way humanity's supposed to work, isn't it?
Isn't that the way it's supposed to work? Doesn't always work that way, but that's the way it's supposed to, daggone it.
All right, man. We're here at Southside doing a ride for dogs, and of course you're going to bring your goat to this. So I always say there's always one in the crowd, right? And I kind of usually connect with those. So you got to tell me something about this goat.
He likes to ride.
You rode up here?
Yeah.
With the goat?
In the sidecar. Goat and the dog. That's Ruby.
So the goat and the dog ride in the sidecar?
Oh, yeah. Best friends.
How long have you had a goat?
He's about 6 months, and I've had him since he was like 7 weeks. He's been riding ever since.
So he grew up a biker.
Yeah. Would you prefer me to look at you or the camera?
I don't care. You can look anywhere you want. Same with your hands. You can do whatever you want with those hands. As long as you don't touch me.
No, I won't do that.
Okay. No, seriously. I mean, what made you say these are the things I always wonder. I see it and I was like, this is so cool. It's a freaking goat. He's got clothes on and his name's Isaiah. I mean, what a great name for a goat. But it's like, how does something like this ever happen? I mean, it sounds like something that would happen over a few beers at a campfire.
Just bought the sidecar and figured it was a good way to go. I mean, how often do you see a goat and a dog riding in a sidecar, you know?
No, that's exactly right. I mean, yeah, I guess if I'm ever going to buy a sidecar, you got to have a goat. That has become the new rule here, at least here in Indiana. It's state law. I'm going to see if we can't get that passed. If you're going to have a sidecar, you better have a goat in it.
You gotta have a goat.
Dude, this thing is so cool, man. I mean, I just, and he's tame as can be.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I raised him from babies. He's got a brother named Jeremiah, and they alternate.
Yeah.
They alternate.
That is too cool. And they eat pine cones. That's awesome.
Everything.
Dude, man, I won't bother you anymore, but when you see somebody with a goat, you got to go talk to him. You know what I'm saying?
I hear you, man.
All right. Right on, man. Thanks.
You guys.
Okay.
Take care, man.
So you are out here today, and you're a foster mom?
So we have tried to foster, but Ella is a little bit aggressive, so we just haven't found the right dog. And the intention will be when we foster, we'll end up keeping, because our family of 5 can't let our dogs go. So no, we support a lot of different rescue groups. We, my oldest likes to volunteer at the Humane Society. That's her gig. And anytime we see something on Facebook with events or local rescue groups, we like to support them however we can, be it financially or whatnot.
So what rescue group are you with?
So I am not with a specific rescue. I just happened to rescue both of them from the same group. It's actually based in Kokomo, and before COVID, they used to come down to Carmel every week, and it's called Pals for Paws. So they bring in a lot locally, but they also do a lot of out-of-state from high kill shelters, like in Louisiana. Both of them happen to be from Tennessee. It's just random. So, yep.
Well, they seem like they're really good dogs. I mean, you told it to sit, it sat.
Yeah.
Have you trained it?
We do training. We swear by Bruce at First Friends Canine up in Fishers on State Road 37. They've been there for years. They're actually by the other Harley dealership on the north side. I had a dog for 18 years back when I was pretty young. My very first dog, trained her there. Both of them trained. I really believe by his methods, so they work. They're proven. So yeah.
That's pretty good.
Yep. We can come out in public and not have to worry too much. So
exactly, especially for somebody who is a little bit afraid of the dog.
Exactly.
So tell me, what kind of dogs are these? Because I heard you say something about a pitty.
Yes. So we rescued this one because this one was a little bit aggressive towards other dogs when we took her out in public. So I asked the rescue, what do I do? And they suggested getting a submissive male. So he was available. He was about 1.5 years, and we actually had First Friends come out for a week, or not a week. They came out right after I got him, and we kept him mostly separated for the first week, and they just gave me all the tips I needed to do to make sure they could have a safe, meeting each other, getting along. And then we've had no problems since. They play really well. I can walk them alone together. So he is what exposed us to pit bulls. Didn't ever know anyone that had one. Knew they had a bad rap, and we were told he was probably a Boston Terrier. He's definitely not. Maybe he has it in him. We don't know, but he has all the qualities of a pit bull. He's very loyal, very protective over our house and our family, which I like because my husband works nights and is gone, so I'm home alone a lot. But he's very loving. He's 55 pounds, but he's in your lap all the time. I had him out at a friend's place last night with about 10 different people, kids, and everyone that came over. As soon as they touched him, he's their best friend. So they have such a bad rap, but they're such a great breed. They're very loving. It's just all about the training.
Hey man, October 11th, you know where you need to be? That's right, on the Steel Horse Thunder Posse Ride. Cindy, where are we going to end it at this year?
Well, we're going to end it at the same place we ended it last year, of course. Everybody loved that place. It's at Cedar Creek Brewery, Winery, and Distillery.
Yes, it is. We are going to end it there. And right now we're still looking for a starting location, but it's October 11th. That is going to be the second Sunday in October. And the posse ride is like we did last year, man. It's to help fund the show, to help keep things going. And it was a tremendous blessing to us last year to keep the show going. And we're looking forward to doing the same thing again. We had a blast last year. We're going to have even more fun this year. So what do you say? Should we saddle up?
We should.
Yeah, we should.
This is a standard lawyer commercial. This is a dramatic shot of me walking down the hallway. This is a stage scene of me talking to clients, even though they're not actual clients. This is the closing shot in my office, where I say my catchphrase looking professional and confident. Look, all lawyer commercials are the same, but not all lawyers are the same. Ladendorf Law has been involved in the motorcycle community for over 35 years, with many more years to come. Ladendorf Law, like family, because we are. The attorneys at Ladendorf Law have over 100 years of experience in personal injury and wrongful death litigation. Call us at Ladendorf Law. Ladendorf Law, like family, because we are.
Becky, you are the Ladendorf Law feature woman writer. Tell me about this bike because it's absolutely beautiful. And I want to tell you that when you drove in on it, it was like, okay, I got to talk to her.
It's a 2019 Indian Chief Vintage. I bought it from Flat Out. They're great people. I love being up there. I've done a few things to it. We rode it to the Smokies. I rode it to the Smokies. We didn't. And it's just a great bike. I've had several bikes over the years, and sometimes you got to kiss a few frogs before you find the right one. But
that is true. So how many bikes have you had?
8.
So you got to kiss a lot of frogs.
Yeah, 8 and 19 years.
So can you name every one of those bikes?
Yeah, I could.
Well, that's pretty amazing. Now, this is a big bike. How comfortable do you feel on this?
Oh, I'm perfectly comfortable on it. This bike was made for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm 5'2", so I put the ape hangers on there. I couldn't reach the stock bars because of my T-Rex arms, so I went with the ape hangers and pulled them back just a little bit, so they're perfect.
Well, I noticed that you were pretty stretched out when you came in. Do you have any discomfort like in turning when you're going around corners?
No, we actually just went to the Dragon this summer and got back a few weeks ago, and it was a blast.
Well, somebody told me that you were going really fast, so how fast were you going?
I AJ'd it. AJ Foyt was in my back pocket.
That's awesome. I love to hear that. And I've been on that, and it's so much fun. And this bike, you said you did a few things to it. What all did you do to it?
Well, like I said, I did the ape hangers, and then I put the tab slip-ons with zombie baffles, so it's pretty loud. And just a few other things like the chrome, some added chrome.
So do you plan on doing anything else?
I plan on putting fishtails on. I'm waiting for Freedom to come out with some 39-inch fishtails, so I'll probably put those on there.
Well, you said you already been to the Dragon. You've already been around, but is there any kind of bucket list things that you got going on that you just want to do before, I don't know, you might switch up bikes? I don't think so, but you might.
Oh, no, I'm not switching bikes. I hope I have this one for the rest of my riding days. Yeah. But we're planning on going to Sturgis. So we were going to go this year, but with everything going on, we decided to head to the Smokies instead.
Well, the Smokies were good. It sounded like you had a really good time.
Oh, we love it down there.
Well, thank you for talking with us today. Absolutely love the bike. Enjoyed talking to you about it because it is beautiful. So enjoy your bike and just have a great day today.
Thank you.
Motorcycle riders want the freedom of the open road. Unfortunately, other motorists often do not give riders the proper attention the law requires. Call us at Ladendorf Law. Like family, because we are. You have been injured in an automobile collision, and suddenly your vocabulary has been expanded to include terms totally unfamiliar to you. We know accidents can be overwhelming to the injured victims and their families. You know you can put your trust in the familiar faces of Ladendorf Law. We take care of you and your family so that you can focus on recovering from your injuries. Ladendorf Law, like family, because we are.
So I just want to give everybody an update. The results of our Lucci's House Benefit Rescue inaugural ride. We had 110 bikes and we raised $7,500, and that paid half of the dog Chelsea's surgery bill from when she lost her leg. Chelsea was found about a month and a half ago on the side of the road. She was dumped out of a pickup truck and then hit by a car, and both vehicles left her to die. Some Good Samaritans came, and the IACS Animal Control came. They got her saved. They put a plea out for somebody to rescue her, or they would euthanize her at 6 o'clock that day just because of the extent of her injuries. They couldn't keep her and not have her suffering. We made the judgment to pull her, and she went to Noah's, and she had one leg amputated and the other has some plates and screws and some hardware in it, and she is actually adopted. She got adopted Monday, and she's in her new home, and she is doing physical therapy and pool therapy, and she hopefully will be fully recovered within about 6 months. One of the dogs I want to talk about, his name is Axel. He's an all-white pitty. He's gorgeous. He's probably about between 2 and 3 years old. He was found dumped in Garfield Park and had been running on his own for a couple weeks, so he was pretty skinny. He had some irritations and looks like a couple bruises from maybe fighting for food or what have you, and he has been in his foster home now for almost 6 months. He is a lot better. He's got some weight gained, and he's just a big love bug. He actually even likes cats as long as they know to leave him alone sometimes, but most of the time he does pretty well, and he does well with dominant female dogs that tell him what to do, so that's a good thing, and he's looking for his home. The other dog I'd like to talk about is Diego. He was a last-minute save from a shelter up north. They were going to euthanize him. We had about an hour. Our foster, Kaylee, she actually has him now, and he's been with her for about 4 months, and he does very well once he meets you, but you have to earn his trust. So if you just go up to him initially, he's not very friendly, but once he knows that you're not going to hurt him and that you're going to treat him well, then he loves you unconditionally.
Why is it important that we take care of animals?
You got me here, right? Sorry. So let me just say this. Our animals are our responsibility. They only know what we teach them. They can't tell us how they feel. They have to do it with their body language. And people have failed these guys on many levels. Most of the dogs we get have been abused or neglected or abandoned. And we need to help them. Humans failed them, and it's time for humans to show them that we're not all bad, and they deserve all the love. And really and truly, it's Indianapolis and other areas we need to step up because the situation isn't getting better. Our shelters are overcrowded. Dogs are being dumped. There's dogs starving and being beaten, and we get those calls, and we need help to take care of these babies.
Well, hey, that's going to do it for the show this week. Hope you enjoyed it. Cindy, what do you think?
Man, this was it was such a great day to begin with. Yeah. But then to see all the dogs, all the people, all the bikes, it's just amazing. And today it was a little bit cooler, and so I think that everybody enjoyed it. They were all ready to get out and ride.
Yeah. It was just a lot of fun today. A lot of fun. Remember, you can always keep up with us on Facebook. Stay in touch with us. If you got a ride coming up, post it on our calendar so we can find your ride easier. That being said, it's not what you ride.
It's that you ride.